Hello everyone. Today's class professional English topic speaking as the most important skill to acquire a language. Speaking skills. Here you will find everything you need to know about speaking skills, including a definition, key information, and excellent teaching resources. What are speaking skills? The ability to speak confidently and fluently is something which children will develop during their time at school and something that will help them throughout their life. Speaking skill are defined as the skill which allowed us to communicate efficiently. They give us the ability to convey information variable and in a way that the listener can understand. Children will learn English speaking skill as well as speaking skill in other languages in primary and secondary school. Learning how to develop English speaking skill is so important for ESL students and EAL students too. It's one of the most important part of language learning as speaking is how we tend to communicate in everyday life. Speaking is an interactive process where information is shared and, if necessary, acted upon by the listeners. So, it's important to develop both speaking and listening skill in order to communicate efficiently. The four elements of speaking skills. Vocabulary. To develop our speaking skill, we first need to know the right words. Vocabulary development begin when we are infants. As well, learn to describe the world around us, communicate our needs. This progresses from single word to sentence when children are 2 or 3, at which point they will normally have a vocabulary of 150 to 300 words. Vocabulary development is where students understand the meaning and pronunciation of the word necessary for communication. When they understand what a word means, they can check what the word or sentence mean. This is so important so and they know what vocabularies to say back. They are halfway there to communicating efficiently. Grammar. You may think that grammar is something we only need for written language, but grammar includes lot of important areas of spoken language, such as an understanding of tenses and correct way to structure sentence. Grammar helps us to convey information in a way that the listener will recognize and understand. Pronunciation. Understanding how to correctly pronounce words in another important element of speaking skills. We learn how to pronounce words to by listening to the around us, such as our parents, friends, and teacher. Pronunciation varies from country to country and even city to
Fluency. Fluency is spoken language is something that naturally develops as children go through school as they are using and practicing speaking skill every day. Reading widely is a good way to improve fluency as it introduces children to new vocabulary and reinforce their knowledge of spoken language. Fluency is the ability to hear words and understand them straight away. If they see a word written down, they can read it aloud and pronounce it properly. Way to develop in this include guiding your students to read passage out loud. You could Also get your student to read aloud in front of the class. This builds their confidence and also help them to initiate better. Why are speaking skills important to learn? Speaking skills are one of the most important skills we learn as they allow us to communicate with others and express our thoughts, feelings. Speaking skills can be separated into formal and informal speaking skills, and we use both type of speaking skills in a variety of contexts throughout life. Informal speaking is important of conversation with friends and family, helping us to form emotional concentration. Formal speech, one of the other hand, is necessary for workplace, in presentation, or for conversation with people you don't know. Formal language is important as it's helpful us to make a good impression on people and communicate politically. As an ESL or EAL student, speaking skills are considered the most important part of learning a language. In fact, many language learners men- measure their performance by how well they can speak it. As most efficiently foreign language learning takes place through interaction, it's a skill that can be honored to rarely build an understanding of the language and culture of English speaking countries. Speaking skills on the national curriculum. The national curriculum states that spoken language is a curricular part of learning English in school. Throughout primary school, children will learn to listen and respond to teacher and classmates, build their vocabulary, use spoken language to express feeling, give exponential and describe, ask questions to increase their understanding, participate in drama, conversation, role play, discussion and debates, understand formal and informal speech, listen and understand different points of view, hold the attention of the listeners. How to develop English speaking skill with the ESL students. Practice make perfect when it's come to developing English speaking skill. Listening to English, understand grammar and reading can all help slightly, but they are never going to improve English speaking skill to extend it's possible. Your classmate need to actually speak as ESL students. Understanding the nature of English can be a real struggle. Students with a different native language can be at a disadvantage because of the nature of English. Here are some helpful tips on how to develop English speaking skills. Learn new vocabulary in passes. Although learning new words and their pronunciation is always beneficially, some words need to be learned in phases to be of much use when speaking in language English. For example, a cup of coffee might be more useful than just learning coffee. Focus on punctuation. Although learning lots of vocabulary can boost English, if this word aren't pronounced correctly, it can be essay to misunderstand what the student is saying. A top tip to ensure students pronounce the words they will learn correctly cloud be to try some tongue twisters. For example, this PowerPoint full of tongue twisters will be really useful to get your class practicing. Ensure they understanding how English flows. With ESL students, an important focus on how to develop English speaking skills to get them into the flow of how English is usually spoken. This is because often their native language has a very different flow. Native speakers of English link words together, often resulting in a sound disappearing or a new sound being made. There are often some syllables stressed that wouldn't be in other languages or a different rhythm overall. Get them to practice self talk. This involves getting them to talk loudly in English to themselves. This could be before completing a task, such as shall we go and grab a coffee? To I need to go to the gym tonight. Improving speaking skills with EL students. Children who are learn English as a additional language may need extra help developing their speaking skills and fluency in English. We have put together some ideas for assisting EL children in learning spoken English. Give children a language buddy. Get EAL children to work on tasks in pairs with a native speaker so they can practice their skills and pick up new vocabulary. Create a synonyms display board so children can learn new words and have a more various vocabulary. Encourage children learning English to spend time reading out loud every day. This will help them improve their fluency and confidence with English. Resources to improve children's speaking skills. We have a wealth of resources designing to support your children's learning and improve their speaking skills. One great idea is to hold a no pens day, which encourage children to communicate variably and listen actively. This is ready to use PowerPoint will introduce your classmate to no pins and explain when why it's useful. Develop develop speaking and listening skill with his handy set of posters which include helpful tips on how to have engaging conversation with others and for children who are struggling with the speaking skills or need a little extra help. We have the case to speaking and listening catch up back, including a range of activities to bring children up to speed, perfect for small group intervention. What more, you can helpful children develop their speaking and listening skills through drama activities. Try out this fun improvisation activity to improve fluency and spoken language skill in a fun way. Importance of English language in India. English is not an obsession, it is a door to better opportunity. One cannot overstate the importance of English language in India. As a student, you may have faced embarrassment due to poor English skill. At least once you a lifetime hence you understand how important it's today to have knowledge of English. However, you are not the one and only here to suffer the consequences of poor English skills. A 2016 survey by Delhi-based employment solution company found that barely 7% of engineers graduated were fit for core engineering jobs. Poor English skills are one of the prime reason, surprising you yet true. Thank you for the listening this class. See you about the next class.